Welcome to the Thanksgiving special episode of the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
If you're listening to this on Thursday, it's Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is. Happy Thanksgiving.
I hope you're listening to this a little bit of an earlier release, especially for audio only. So I'm hoping, maybe as you're driving to grandma's,
Maybe
you got the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast running.
Maybe you're watching the Thanksgiving parade, and in the background you have the podcast going. Who says you're
not?
know. You know, who says?
But so we hope everyone out there has a very fun and safe and plentiful Thanksgiving, and we're glad you're letting us join you.
Join the dinner table today.
Yeah, exactly. Be at the dinner table, and then on some people have like the Lions game on or whatever.
Exactly.
Put the Stache Club podcast on the TV.
Don't forget about us. Lions Food Stache Club.
My uncle turns off the TV when we sit down for dinner. Like the
Man.
football game will be on, and click, and everyone's like.
I would hate to have dinner at your house.
Yeah, well, it's not at my house. It's at my uncle or something shit.
The Lions stay on during dinner.
Yeah.
That's a rule.
That's
at my
a rule
house.
in my house. Lions versus Vikings, or whatever the fuck it usually is. Swearing too much at the beginning of this podcast.
Can't do that.
Anyway,
Shout out YouTube.
Black Friday sale. Black Friday, midnight on that Friday, like Friday morning, Thursday night, you get it. Sale 20 for 20% off what we got left for the Sweep City merch. Hat, t-shirt. Hat's right here on Rey Mysterio. The t-shirt you've seen. Code sale 20 again goes live at midnight. Limited stock left. We have a big episode. It's basically going to be split into two parts. We're going to go over Full Gear, which was quite an interesting show.
It was an interesting show.
And then we're going to pick our Survivor Series picks. How'd you like I liked the numbers, the way we did the predictions last time with like the score.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know who won?
I do know who won.
You are.
Because I had a few people tweet at me. Thank you very much.
Dante, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I don't know
a tightly contested. It came down to. I stopped counting after you won, to be honest with you. But you had the upper hand. You had the MJF tag match at a pretty high score. That put you ahead fast.
Really? Okay.
And then I came back with something. I forget what it was, but there was a match that I came back with, and we were like 14. It was like 14-12 you.
Okay.
And then I think... What was it? Hold on, let me just look at the...
Yeah, no, I'm very...
Just look at the card.
Very curious.
It was MJF and Jay White. We had the same... I think it was Mox. I needed FTR to win. I know. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It was Kenny Omega and Jericho versus the Bucks.
Okay.
If the Bucks won, I would have won.
Gotcha.
And
so it came down to the Golden Jets.
It came down to it, and the Golden Jets took it for you.
Okay.
So congratulations.
There we go. Yeah, no, I like the concept. I think it
was fun.
If there's no big chance that ends in a tie. Like if it does happen, it's gonna be like that's fucking very crazy that happened. But no, I like our little system now.
So congratulations again,
you.
And I would hope you are putting it on the line again, back to back this Saturday.
Yeah, I think I gotta defend this thing. I gotta do it. Yeah.
So we'll go over predictions later. We'll do that. I think we're both kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this one. And then we're gonna go over some AEW. However, let's start out with the biggest news. Randy Orton.
He's back.
All but announced, or officially announced.
Well, he's not back.
Hasn't made an appearance yet.
He will be back this Saturday. Yeah,
I had a feeling he wouldn't show up on Raw.
Right.
You know?
The way they made it seem like it was going to be just an announcement, not showing up to even things out or anything like that.
Excited. I mean, everyone was posting, not memes, but just posting pictures of when the babyface squad coming out, like all fitted up. Seth Rollins is in his usual. Cody Rhodes looks like has his Peaky Blinders fit on.
Oh my god,
he looks so good.
So good.
He looked
best
so
dressed wrestler.
Good.
Best dressed wrestler easily.
The beige like long pea coat or whatever you want to call it, and like the fucking like the vest with the pocket watch, like the chain hanging out. Are you crazy?
No, I wouldn't want to send anyone else out to like late night shows, interviews. Like that's the guy I want. That's the guy I want representing my company.
How did they not give him the title?
It's coming. It's coming.
And Sammy just looking like a dude from Portland, Oregon.
Just picked him off the streets or something like that. Yep.
And then
Jay
didn't get the memo. It just crop top, cut off shorts, looking a little bit chillier than everyone. And then we got Randy, and I love to at the end when like Cody was like fucking Cody just and what he was saying shit like yeah, I think it's gonna be a real slippery, or like he was just giving snake references, and he was like, there might be a viper. Like it's like, okay, all right.
A little too much, but I
have a legacy with this guy.
And everyone got the hint. And what I loved the most about it, and people were tweeting about it and all that, was Jey Uso's facial expressions throughout the whole thing. Because the last time Randy Orton was on TV, he lost his house to the Usos. In storyline, they're the reason why he's been out of action. He
does like the panic, like anxiety, and he's
so anxious.
He's just like
so anxious.
You can tell his stomach hurts, and he's just like he did this all throughout the bloodline stuff, and we talked about it at nauseum for a good thing. But it's like how he just gets hunched over and just anxious and just like, oh fuck, he's just freaking
the side
out.
eyes he was given, he was nervous. He wasn't as excited as everyone else.
And I like that he wasn't like backstage with like it was mainly Sammy and Seth like talking about who's the fifth member. So when like Cody was hinting at it, so like ideally or like kayfabe wise, Jay didn't know it was Randy until they were in the ring. Right. So and he's just, oh fuck.
Yeah, he was really hoping he was going to say CM Punk or something like that.
Yeah, or everyone was saying Ted DiBiase Jr.
I think
he in jail, everyone was saying.
Yeah, something with tax or
tax evasion, tax fraud, some shit like that.
Something with a charity. There's money stuff.
Sure,
a lot of stuff with money anyways.
Which is kind of, goes to the character, funny enough.
With the character. You know what I mean? $1 million man, no more. Very hyped. I think, this was what people should have been expecting over, someone like CM Punk.
It's another one of those instances where, like, it being obvious and predictable isn't a bad thing.
It's not bad. No, not at all. I think they did the right thing, too, by announcing him days ahead of time. Because if they didn't they left it out, if they left it in the open, fans would have hijacked the show. They would have been chanting CM Punk. And in worst case scenario, which could have happened, Randy Orton does come out.
Right.
People will be happy, but also they're going to be the people that are going to be booing because they wanted to be Punk.
If they weren't in Chicago...
Exactly. It's because it's in
Chicago. I would have been like, don't even mention his name until Survivor. But obviously,
being in Chicago, it's tough. You kind of have to bite the bullet there. But Randy Orton, I think I'm happy he's back. For sure. Very interesting first match to come back after being gone a year and a half because of a back injury. Some people thought he was going to retire. I mean, he's definitely not taking, like, he's not jumping off the cage, obviously. He's not going to probably take any crazy spots, but
I think we'll see.
He'll definitely also be the last one that goes in the match for the good guys.
Yeah,
he's not starting it off. Yeah. He's not.
I think we'll see, like, I don't know if off the top, like, dream scenario. I want to see like Dom go for a frog splash off the top and then into an RKO or something. Like that's
he put out new merch and it does say RKO on it because people are people are theorizing whether or not he'd even still use the RKO.
Oh, because his back.
Because that's why his back got fucked up.
Right? Yeah, doing that for so 20 years.
So people are like, is he even going to use the RKO anymore? So I'm thinking like if they're making merchandise with RKO on it. It could just be his initials, but it also could be a sign that he's going to continue. I mean, I wouldn't mind
if he leans on the punt.
He should. He should. It should flip. So the RKO should be that special move, and the punt should be his go-to to end matches.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a shame. Of like, it happens to a lot of wrestlers. Like the move that made you famous. It's almost like poetic in a way, in a sad way. Of like the move he's known for and the move that, the
move that made you famous and the move that made you almost retire.
Right. It took out his, you look at Orton with the RKO fucking up his back, Rey Mysterio, not necessarily a move, but when he used to jump out of the stage.
Right. Even like,
can't do that.
Even like Hulk Hogan with the leg drop. Cause he's
that's all
on
back.
Tailbone, your back and stuff. His back's been fucked up for so long.
Edge with the spear. He has to be way more careful with it,
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of instances of stuff like that. But Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Randy kind of fares in this match, and what he's gonna be looking like with his moveset and such.
And with that said, and I promise for the people out there, I'm not putting CM Punk in the title or the thumbnail this time.
Come on,
well, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. It's good. It's good for clicks.
Randy Orton has been the last 2 podcast episodes were like named very much the same thing, but the one 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago at this point was like, who's going to be the 5th member? And it was a picture of Orton and CM Punk. Mm-hmm. The one after that is Randy Orton returning, and it's another picture of Randy Orton. So
this week,
Randy Orton might do a 3-peat in the thumbnails.
Hey,
we don't know.
I don't know if anyone's done it yet, but it could be the first 3-peater.
And we have to mention it. We have to bring it up. I almost don't want to. I just want to live in. I don't even want to talk about it. If it happens, it happens. But we're getting close. We're a week away. Not even a week away. It's this Saturday. CM Punk. I know. I mean,
at this point, I don't know. I mean, they didn't really do much with the whole Shinsuke story this week.
Yeah, he just had one vignette.
Had the match with Gable.
Yeah.
And then he won, but like there was nothing like this Saturday or something like that. They weren't hyping up this weekend.
Yeah.
He might not even have a match on
Saturday. Right, yeah. I'm not even sure.
I don't know where this could even happen.
Yeah, I don't think anything is official. I mean, like, I could see it being one of those, he comes out, but also, like, I don't want him to get squashed. Like, I love Shinsuke. Yeah,
Shinsuke. Yeah,
because one of these things is we see it all the time where it's like the goofy heel is like, I'm challenging anyone, and that's the return, and they get their ass
like
kicked,
I could see if they were doing like a Grayson Waller show or something like that, he could come out for that, but they don't have something like that. Maybe they announce it.
I mean, there'll be a Grayson Waller show. I
mean, that would be a good spot. I mean, that would make sense because now the WarGames is out of it. If Shinsuke isn't having a match, that's out of the equation. So what other situation could CM Punk return?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
so. I'm also seeing like things on Twitter of like rumors, reports that like WWE, as of like yesterday, WWE's like still not in on CM Punk. Like there's still nothing like between them. Like it's still one of those. I'll believe it when I see it type of thing.
With that sort of stuff too, could be a red herring or it could be true.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm almost just I'm almost just like over. Like I kind of said, I'm kind of just over talking about it. And if it happens, it happens.
I'm excited for Saturday because I want to see
for sure.
Because once Saturday comes and goes, we'll know.
Yeah.
If he's not there, he's not. If he's not there, then he's not coming back.
I mean, we'll hear. It'll pick back up toward Mania season.
Royal Rumble.
People,
it's a rumor that will probably never die, but it should after this Saturday if he's not there.
Also, shout out everyone on the stream on the channel.
Yes.
Hey. Also, if anyone listens to this and works at AEW or whatever, could you tell them to stop taking the monetization off of the
was it the volume?
Off of the live
was it
stream?
The volume thing again?
I think it's just like we got a copyright, not a strike, but we got claimed from the live streams. Like posts like afterward, or whatever.
Yeah. And
it's because of the audio, but it like YouTube treats it like it's like a song, as if we have a copyright song. Because it'll take, but like it's claimed like AEW Full Gear, and it's like obviously like the whole thing. But, and this isn't me picking the sides, WWE doesn't flag the videos.
Interesting.
So hey, if there's anyone out there that could help us out, I'd appreciate it if we could just keep monetization on the streams. That would be cool. But appreciate everyone who was in there last Saturday. And again, 90% sure I'll be on for Survivor Series this Saturday.
I will not be around this Saturday.
I keep thinking...
Where I will be, I am going to make everyone there watch Survivor Series. And I'm going to be at like a little party on Saturday. So
turn it on.
I'm making everyone watch. I'm like, and it's perfect WarGames. I'm like,
so yeah, it's a crazy thing.
I can sell you on 2 cages or 1 big cage, 2 rings.
Yeah,
Randy Orton. Like you guys gotta know.
At least you have Orton. You got
thank God Orton.
And then you can be like, see that kid? That's Rey Mysterio's son. That's always.
I have some connections, and I got them right where I want them.
Yeah,
yep.
No, I think that's great.
I'm excited.
But one more piece of, because we're gonna jump into Full Gear.
Yep.
Like it's kind of like last week. We're not gonna go over the beats of Raw. Also, long night for your boy. So don't have my usual. It's a very, and I think it's the Thanksgiving episode. it's a chill vibe this episode.
We're going home later today.
We don't got a structure. We're chilling.
No, we're just having. I usually get iced coffee. I got hot coffee. I was
gonna say, yeah.
Give a damn.
What is that?
This is a medium.
I was gonna say that doesn't look because you usually get your extra large.
I bought Taylor a large coffee the other day, and I was like, I just paid $5 for this. It's barely bigger than this. This is a medium. Are you shitting me?
You ever buy a medium in your life? It's first time I've ever seen you.
This is a small.
Oh, that's a small.
No, I bought a medium. No, this is a medium, like size wise, but this to me is like a small. Like this is way too small for a medium.
It is, yeah.
And they're not cheap. Like this was like $3.
Don't even get me started.
Ridiculous. I can't believe it. But yeah, I got a hot coffee this morning and an espresso shot because I was sleepy.
Well, it's not ridiculous, and was another kind of little obvious, but what are you gonna do? Will Ospreay officially signs with All Elite, and I love that. I love what they're doing in the sense of, and it's like, it just goes to show how like Twitter knows nothing. It's the same thing. It goes along with all the CM Punk shit and like Randy Orton shit. Like, Randy Orton's gonna come out tonight, or CM Punk isn't gonna and we see it all in the past, and it's like, the second there's any sort of speculation, then the entire internet is like, no, that can't happen because Will Ospreay has his deal with and with whatever.
People shoot it down.
And for whatever reason, no one can wrap their head around like, they're like, these companies are basically, they're not partners, but they're basically,
they work together.
They work together and they're $1 billion companies and they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, there's no rules in this, but like people are very like, well, it can't be Will Ospreay because he, and granted, he's still under. It's not like they're wrong. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong, but I think it's like people make up their minds too. People decide things that are going to happen
just because
too fast.
Of this can't happen. But
and we know it's wrestling. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Even for the sake of, we saw a guy who was under contract and he announced he's signing with a new company.
He's also been wrestling for AEW like a lot over the last 6 months to a year. So.
But like how they did it for people that don't know or that didn't catch it or whatever. That was Tony Khan's announcement. Maybe, arguably, maybe a little anticlimactic.
I definitely think it was anticlimactic. Great signing, obviously.
Sure.
Like, it's fantastic. One of the best wrestlers in the world. But I would have been a little bit more hyped if it was like a Mercedes Moné or something like that.
Yeah. Like I said, it is.
Or Goldberg, you know what I mean? Like, definitely.
I
saw some people saying
that,
and I would have pissed my pants laughing if it was Goldberg. That would have been awesome.
There was I was nervous. Who else were we thinking? Like Dolph too.
Dolph was another name.
There was a lot by the time like day of the show. There were so many
Shelton.
names.
You said Shelton.
Yeah, Shelton.
But there's stuff with the clauses like Dolph technically can't sign with the company until like December or whatever.
And with that said, like the WWE clause stuff, I get that's way more.
That's
like,
more
that's fair
that
to say.
You can't
whatever.
Go around.
But like, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, Will Ospreay. Still sick. So
and he
cool.
says, he's gonna fulfill his contract, and what do you say in the new year?
Yeah,
he'll be free and he'll be fully signed. And he's like, says it, and the crowd's going crazy, and he's like, well, I'm still in my New Japan contract. He's like, hold on, bruv, hold on, everyone relax. And he's like yelling at the crowd, hold on.
Yeah, I think he said about like being there for Revolution, their pay-per-view. I think that
Revolution, and then he winked it all in.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean,
excited
when he does get there full time. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing that we talked about with Omega when AEW started. Like, we never got to see it at Omega on weekly television.
Yeah,
like you would always hear stuff about him. Like, obviously, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, Ospreay's been on AEW the last 6 months to a year. But now that he's signed with them and when he's officially there full time, getting to see Will Ospreay almost every single week, that's fucking sick. That's sick.
So good.
That's sick.
Only,
I'm excited.
Like 30 years old. He's a nut like. But he's the future. He is. So
he's still living.
Good.
I think he said he's also still gonna live in like England or wherever he lives right now or something like that. So I don't know how.
Yeah, he did mention something about like his family or his.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, AEW is also pretty good with like because of how big the rosters are, and obviously with the addition of the new weekly shows and stuff, wrestlers not every wrestler is on every single week. So like, he could have like a bi-weekly thing and like 1 week have like a pre-filmed segment or something like that and kind of like, work around that type of schedule. But either way, I'm excited to see Will Ospreay on weekly television.
For sure. Well, speaking of that, why don't we dive in to some AEW Full Gear. Fun show. There were some highs, there were some lows. Like I said, we're not going over every single beat. We're just kind of chatting about it.
We're just going to chat.
We're going to skip over mainly because
I didn't see that match, the first one.
I missed the Eddie Kingston versus JD.
Yeah, me
I
too.
also missed that. I was setting up stream and I was getting ready. But also we didn't do predictions for it. So
yeah,
it's like,
right.
And I saw Claudio and Buddy in the background, like I said, as I was setting up stuff. These two, oh my god,
unbelievable! They're so fucking good.
But obviously we know Claudio. Claudio's on TV fairly regularly with the BCC, and not that Buddy doesn't have a prominent role with like House of Black, but like, God, Buddy's so fucking good. Buddy Matthews is so good. Probably one of the most, and I hate throwing around the term underrated. I think underrated is a little bit, sometimes could be offensive, because like I don't want to say underrated. Underappreciated. I guess underrated.
No, I think underrated is a good term for him. I mean, he's fucking has an amazing look. He's jacked. He's huge. Has an unbelievable moveset. He's like a high flyer, but also comes off as has a power style moveset. 35. He had a match a few years ago. Towards the end of his WWE run, he kind of was getting, some more like
kind of when he was with like Seth and
and stuff, but shit. He had before that had a storyline going with Roman Reigns. It was like it was people know what I'm talking about. I
vaguely remember.
It's like Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. Someone attacked Rowan. Someone attacked someone, and Roman was trying to figure out who it was. Buddy Matthews was like in the locker.
Oh yeah,
it was 2019, and this led to a match between Roman and Buddy Matthews and. Brother,
it went crazy.
Buddy Matthews, bro, fucking match of his life, dude.
Yeah,
crazy talented.
Is that pre-pandemic?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that was before. That was like one of Roman's final feuds before he left and came back as the tribal chief. Yeah, Buddy Matthews is fucking sweet. Claudio too. Like, I'm happy those two got a match. Obviously, it kind of sucks that it was on the pre-show. You know what I mean?
Sure. Stacked card, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, at least they got squeezed on. Who won? Did Claudio win that one?
Claudio did win.
Okay, cool.
Which fair. I get it. Blackpool Combat Club is a little more robust.
Absolutely.
Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match. We got MJF and Samoa Joe versus the Guns. Another fun match. Every time I see the Guns, I become more and more of a fan.
I love their look,
so
dude.
good.
They're good.
Dude.
They're really good.
I know they can't. Maybe it's sure it's gonna be expensive. I wish they had many men. Their entrance is so good. Their entrance is probably like my favorite entrance currently. But many men just sets it off.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it.
And I guess maybe it plays a little bit more to when they faced the FTR match.
Was that the FTR that's what it was? Yeah.
Like, many men and just with the fucking guns.
There's this picture going around Twitter. It was a Samoa Joe match. It wasn't this one. It was when he does the typical, like, someone's like about to jump on him and he walks away.
Yeah.
And it was the guy that jumped off the turnbuckle in the rope, and the guy in mid ring, he was like looking at Samoa Joe.
I did see that.
What the fuck?
So good. Just like
that is one of my favorite spots and bits in wrestling. It's so
I'm glad
funny.
It's probably like a respect
just
thing.
him.
I'm glad no one else
That's
does
his
it.
thing.
It's so
he does it perfectly.
Adam Cole came down, when Adam Cole's music hit, his music is
you don't
like,
expect him.
One, didn't expect him, but two, like, he has his song there's a few people whose songs really hit for a moment like that.
Because that song, like, right off rip, it's like, his song.
Yeah. It's
immediately
perfect. He made a surprise appearance. Shot Bleacher Report kind of using there. Kind of cheating a little bit with their thing. Anyway, Joe picked up the win for MJF. There was a lot of like, just like, can they coexist sort of stuff in the match. Afterward, heels beat down MJF, and they just took out his knee with a chair, and Adam Cole could only just look on and scream, and he had the boot on and everything, and then probably like I think it was like a little after the match, maybe they just whatever backstage stuff, and MJF is getting brought into the ambulance, and he's just screaming, Adam, don't let them take my title. And then he's like, I won't, Max. I won't. It's just
so funny. It's so
dramatic and so good.
I miss Adam Cole, those segments.
I know.
So bad.
But then it was announced out of nowhere, which this
was a little.
There's some. I've seen the. Which I guess as we get closer to the match, we'll get more into it. But this is kind of the controversial parts of it. Of like, maybe something didn't make sense. Maybe whatever. But Adam Cole is announced to take MJF's place versus Jay White in the main event.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get Adam Cole in a boot
on
versus the Switchblade Jay White. And like I said, we'll talk about we'll save that when we talk about it. But it was interesting.
Interesting segment. Mm-hmm.
We got Christian Cage, excuse me, Nick Wayne, still kind of coming off my cold. Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and Darby Allin, Sting, and Adam Copeland. Another fun match.
Yeah,
this was solid.
I love the face paint.
Oh my God, they come. I mean, like
Edge with the other half. That Darby,
so good, and they all had like black and white matching attire. Like they looked like a team.
Yeah,
and that's what I like when very like. Well, I guess when like Punk teamed up with Sting and Darby, and they did like they all like looked similar and had like the same attire. I forget if Punk. I don't know if Punk did face paint, but they had some. Oh no, he did. He had Stinger face paint.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Let's see.
Ric Flair was at ringside.
Oh yeah,
Ric
Flair. Yeah.
I'm so.
Oh yeah, he did get a little physical. He did get a little physical. Yeah.
Christian low blowed him.
Yeah. How did this? I'm kind of as I'm refreshing my memory as I'm reading through it. Who won? Copeland. Yeah. I mean, this was. Yeah. Who'd you have for this? Do you remember?
I had
the good
Copeland.
Guys. Oh,
yeah.
okay,
I think I gave them like a 7 or something like that.
I think this is. I think that's another one that like,
I think this was a high number for me.
I had this one pretty low.
I was pretty sold on this.
Yeah, you had that, which I think that was smart.
Yeah, I forgot how it actually ended.
I remember. Steve. Let's see. Bumping the way down. Steve-O Jackass ringside. How the fuck? Yeah, I know. I should have took notes.
Yeah, that's all right.
The match featured a jaw-dropping bump. I'm just gonna read this from Darby Allin and both character work spectacle benefiting the legendary competitors. It's fine. We'll move on.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sorry.
All I know is the good guys.
Like I said, hey, chill Thanksgiving podcast. Sorry about the structure.
Hey, we're just having a good time. We hope you are too.
AEW International Championship match: Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. This was a ball.
This was the most shocking result to me. Really was.
Orange Cassidy ends up beating Moxley. Yeah. He hits him with about 5 of those. What does he call them? Not Superman punches. The orange punches. Is that what he just calls them? I forget.
Fuck, I forget what they're called.
Orange
I know.
Punch?
Is it orange?
That doesn't sound right.
No, I don't think it's orange punch.
Why don't I know this?
I don't know.
Fruit punch.
I don't know. Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Cassidy finisher. This is credibility's out the window here. Oh my god. Google's not helping us out. Doesn't matter. Let's just call it the orange punch.
Doesn't matter.
I really thought Mox was winning this because I was sold on the fact that like they were just reverting back to the plan. Mm-hmm. They were gonna give maybe Orange some time off, and they were gonna just continue with Mox has the IC title. I love this feud of just like. I mean, Orange Cassidy just plays a natural underdog. I love, like, Mox kind of, a lot of his moves were, like not treating him like a rag doll, but a lot of it was like not taking him seriously.
Right.
And throughout the match, he was forced to take Orange Cassidy more and more serious. And, Orange Cassidy would still pull out the hands, so he still does his shit. But there's a level of intensity that Moxley brings out of Orange Cassidy that, like, that you don't see.
And that's like...
Also, Mox busted open very early, obviously.
On brand. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Mox win because I said last week, like, I would have liked the story of Mox being the one guy Cassidy can't beat type of thing, and you can kind of run with that. And, like, I would have loved to see Moxley with the belt. But on the other hand, we can't have that rubber match. Now it's 1-1 between the two. Orange Cassidy gets a legit win under his belt. Not that he hasn't gotten one before or he needs one, but beat Mox, which is huge. And yeah, I think it's just like the shot. I think a lot of people expected Moxley to win, so I think this was also just kind of like a throw people off their feet.
That, and I think like especially after the match and after what the match was, then I was like, oh, word, I'm hyped. To
Yeah, right.
Won.
Yeah, it was
like,
a great match.
Sick.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
a great
awesome.
match.
Let's move on to Hikaru Shida versus Timeless Tony Storm. Another, maybe unexpected. I think this is one that I got because I think you had Shida.
I had Shida.
I had Tony Storm. So this is one that kind of brought me back in the race.
I definitely had some confidence in Shida, but I mean,
me too.
They're pulling the trigger with Tony Storm.
I love it. I think a lot of one side of the argument is like, does Tony's Tony's very new character. Timeless Tony Storm is a new character. Is it too early for the title? Does she need the title? I don't know. I say she's on fire. She's credible. Why not?
Second 3-time AEW Women's Champion. Her and Shida.
Yeah.
So my thought process for this is like I'm fine with Tony Storm winning. Like I get it. She's hot right now. Give her the belt. My question is like, one, why did they have Shida have a short title defense? Like, was it just to give her the 3-time thing? Or two, like, why shouldn't they just have had Saraya hold on to it and just a story between them because it's history between them?
It would have made
Wouldn't
sense.
that have made a little bit more sense?
In my head, I like to think like they made the right call giving it to Shida, and then unfortunately dropped the ball on the story or what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then just got lost in it. And then now they have Timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, Shida's story in AEW, one of the only 3-time, now this, one of 2 3-time champions. But for whatever reason, she kind of just gets, I don't know. I feel like when like a Britt Baker or a Jamie, they'll get like a story, and we didn't really get a story with like any of really. I can't remember
her first
the first
reign
one.
Maybe because it was a longer reign.
Sure,
but that was years
but
ago.
No, I agree with you. I love that Tony's the champion. I do wish, and I think Shida deserved something better.
Yeah,
in her reign.
Like the last 2 matches, like Cassidy winning and Tony Storm winning, like I'm fine with both of those results. Like I get the reasoning why and all that stuff, but I just think the other half of it could have been better. Like if Moxley won it and then it led to like a different story. I feel like that could have been a like better long-term outcome. And here, like if Shida won, give Tony we talked about how like now her character can be like her freaking out about like not winning the title. Then it's like they have another match a month later, give Shida another month as champ, and then give Tony the belt then. I feel like the alternatives could have slightly been better in the long term, but it's fine. Like it's fine. That's me critiquing it.
She won by, she put the what was it, the steel pan or whatever, or like a metal tray like in her tights and hit her with like that like backside move you want to call it a hip attack. And also I love like the Maria May stuff where it's like she's just like the super fan. Like it adds to like the whole like, Marilyn Monroe, like old Hollywood sort of thing. But like I think, I think at the end of the day that's what it is AEW didn't have anything unfortunately for Shida, and they stumbled upon a fantastic character like by accident maybe, and they're like, oh, people love this, is connecting, Tony's doing great with it, let's put all our eggs in it while it's hot. And well,
I'm happy for Tony. She definitely deserves it. She's awesome.
Let's see, and making sure I didn't miss anything. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure we'll miss stuff through the matches. Oh, whoa!
This was a good match.
Ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This was a ball.
You love a good 8-man ladder match.
I can't believe Ricky Starks and Big Bill retained. I can't. And then that was my pick.
That was my lowest one. I did pick them.
Helped you out a little bit.
That was my lowest confidence number. I think it was just a 1.
I mean, insane match. It was interesting. The group of characters here were interesting for a ladder match.
I also didn't know it was a ladder match going into this.
I believe they announced it on Friday before.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
So when the match started and like
when we made our predictions, it wasn't a ladder match.
I was watching. I'm like, wait. I was like, what the fuck? I did not know that. Okay.
Interesting group of guys for a ladder match.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of those guys like aren't like high flyers or guys that would typically be in ladder matches.
I mean, I would say, what do they call themselves? LFI.
Right.
I think they're probably the most suited for the ladder match. Also Ricky too, I think so. But I like that Big Bill and Brody King were kind of matched up as like the big guys you have in the ladder match. FTR, very traditional, classic kind of style, not really gimmick match sort of guys. I mean, you give Malachi Black anything, he can go crazy. But there was this one. I mean, like there's a ton of spots, but this one that sticks out was, I forget who did he have. It was
Brody King, and then I think it was one of the
was it Dralistico?
Maybe.
Or it might have been one of the FTR guys. I forget who it was.
I forget who it was.
Or maybe it was Ricky. I don't know.
It was someone.
Where like, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, but they set the ladder up between the ring and the barricade.
Barricade,
and then Brody King, who is a massive man, walks on the ladder, and I think it was either Dax or Dax or Cash. Was that his WWE name?
Yeah, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler.
I always get their WWE names mixed up with their Cash and Dax. I guess that's right. No, you're right. Yeah. They're just making sure I got it right. But anyway, and it looked like he was late to like hold the end of the. So Brody King was walking on that ladder with like no one holding it basically, and did a fucking pile driver on the.
Yeah, crazy.
One of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Crazy spot. He's a big boy, Brody King. Big boy.
It's not, wasn't the best big tag ladder match I've ever seen, but I think its spot in the card was solid. And again, I can't believe Ricky and Bill. Well, I'm happy they won. I love Ricky. Big Bill, I'm like whatever on.
Yeah, he's a good muscle man in the group.
Yeah, I think he's I like this version of him in contrast to his WWE character. I think it's interesting to see this side of him.
Yeah, definitely.
I think at the very least. But so now we got Ricky and Bill, and we're gonna get on to the tag match later. But they're tag champions, so they'll face Golden Jets or the Bucks, and we'll get into that. Yeah, solid. Part of me wishes House of Black might have won. I don't know. I mean, anyone really could have won this. I think LFI were probably the least likely to.
Sure.
Yeah, but this was solid.
I
wish there was a little bit more Ricky in the match. I think there was like when I was on stream, I remember like there was. I think I said that, and then Ricky had like his moment or whatever. But I guess you gotta share the spotlight.
Share. 8 guys in the match. It's a lot.
Oh, TBS Championship.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander, Sky Blue, Julia Hart. Yeah. Also kind of unexpected. I think we both had Chris. But we were even talking, like, we could both see Julia win it, and Julia did win it the age of 22.
Young, very young.
22 years old.
Good for her.
And even in the, I watched a little bit of the scrum, and she was saying, like, how, she was kind of just looking back and how she's like, she went from the cheerleader gimmick, which the way she was talking about it, and it's funny because she's sitting next to Tony, and the way she was talking about it, she was basically, she didn't say it in these words, but she was like, I hated that gimmick. That gimmick wasn't me. And maybe she's playing into her character a little bit.
Right.
But she was very, very much writing off the cheerleader gimmick. And then she was like, I finally found myself with this. And yeah, well deserved.
That's awesome.
Well deserved.
I think cool.
I think Chris is destined for the next level anyway.
Yeah.
I like the TBS title. I like what Jade did with it. I like how she elevated it, and I like that it went to Chris after, but I kind of like the idea of it now being treated more of that mid-card title where like Julia Hart can fight a Sky Blue, like these women
Chris
that
didn't have to go on a crazy like title reign like Jay did. We already had that.
This was solid. It was I think it showcased everyone well. I think Sky Blue is also the future.
Yeah, she's got a new look, new attitude too. She's got some stuff going on with her character.
Yeah, they are. She came out in like the full. I think she got to change her song. Her song is a little bit too like poppy and whatever.
Also, Chris Statlander, I think she wore it before, but she wore the dodgeball themed gear.
Really cool.
Good. Really fucking good.
Really sick. Yeah. So that was that. Solid. Excited for Julia Hart's run. And also now fun to see.
Now she's House of Black. They have a championship
House of Black's got a championship,
Yep.
You could say she's the leader now.
Yeah, she's the Rhea Ripley of the House of Black.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Okay, let's fucking talk.
Thank God we're here.
Let's talk about this match.
Okay.
This was one of the just like craziest matches I've ever seen, just because of some of the spots in this match was
insane,
wild.
I also believe it's one of the best matches I've ever seen. It's my favorite. I think it's my favorite match of all time of this style, like of this like.
The death match type
the death match, the hardcore. Like I'll kind of place it in like the extreme, category or whatever. This was so good. Swerve Strickland. It's insane that, and we say it all the time, he's obviously better off where he is. WWE let Swerve Strickland go.
Up,
he is
for sure.
Maybe because MJF is doing his little babyface thing. Maybe, and beside Roman, it's a tribal chief thing, bloodline thing, but like. Swerve probably is the best heel in wrestling right now. He is so good.
I definitely think he's up there. He's up there. He's just everything about him is so good.
I mean,
he's
the spots where he was like, they brought out the staple gun and Hangman stapling him,
and then he does it to
himself.
Staples.
Well, first he gets like the staple, in his cheek,
the daughter's picture.
yes, which is it's just amazing.
That's cinema right there.
But then you're thinking like, oh shit! But then he fucking hulks up for it. Staples his own chest. What are you, crazy?
And he was fucking bleeding from the beginning, bro.
Oh my God, they were
blood.
And
he was smiling. He just looked sinister. He just looked like he's like, I love this shit. I love this.
Probably I think I can say with confidence, the craziest. I want to say one of, but it might be the craziest. I'm trying to think of the words for it because I want to give this moment its flowers because it is maybe the crazy. I don't want to be hyperbolic with it either. We'll say one of the craziest. It might be the craziest where Hangman fucking drank Swerve's blood.
Okay,
holy shit!
So
he
that's gross. What was this?
He grabs him and just
goes underneath him.
Yeah, he goes under. He's like, he goes underneath him and just like his dripping blood from his head and.
Okay, what
are you, insane?
All right, so let's get this out of the way. Two things. One, do not do that at home. Please do not, like, if you're, like, wrestling with your friends, like, you're just, like, messing around, whatever, do not cut each other's foreheads open and drink each other's blood. Do not do that.
I think that's a good message.
That is fucking disgusting that he did that, but man, oh man, did that add to that match and just make, like, that moment right there, like, you take that moment away, match is still memorable.
For sure.
That moment though took it from a classic match to we're going to be talking about this for a long time type of match because of that.
I also think it put
no one's maybe that has happened in history, like
who knows,
some crazy son of a, I can see like some crazy son of a bitch probably has done it, but like to that extent in recent memory on live on TV like that, I've never seen something like that before.
I think it put Hangman like up a level too, because like
so crazy that they did that.
Hangman is always talked about like in the elite in terms of Kenny and the Bucks or whatever. He's the fourth guy.
Right.
He's
he's always been overshadowed by
maybe the most of the champions. We talked about this like last week or in a quiz or whatever. Maybe one of the most not lackluster, but in terms of the AEW champions, the least.
Yeah, the weakest
one or whatever you want to say.
Or yeah.
But like I think this match and even that moment like put Hangman.
I feel bad for Hangman because I'm trying to like
he's great.
I think he is great, but he kind of is like. Honestly, this might be a good comparison. Maybe just to me it does, but. I think he might be like a Seth Rollins where like he's always at the top, but he's never at the top of the mountain. Like there's always that one or two people that are always going to be ahead of him. Like Seth Rollins.
Like he always has his Roman.
There's always going to be Roman.
Hangman
there's always
going to
be Cody might be now with him. Adam's always going to have a Kenny. He's always going to have the MJF. Like he can just never like he will win a world championship as he did, but it's just not going to be in the same light as all those other people. Because Seth Rollins is one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation.
For sure.
Adam Cole,
Adam Page.
Adam Page.
But Adam Cole is great too.
Adam Cole is great too. I want to give everyone their flowers. Adam Page can be classified as one of the better wrestlers of this generation, but he'll never be considered as great as some of these other guys.
But I think,
even though he should be,
I think with that said, though, this was one of the matches and moments that like maybe gave him a little,
even in
bump,
again, like,
you know,
even in loss, he looked great, and I think that one specific moment, like,
yeah.
Like that, after that he was like, I could lose. People are gonna. Oh my god! I saw people tweeting about it because I watched it back the next day. And I saw, like, I didn't watch the video because I was like, I want to save this when I watch the match live. And then when I actually saw it, I was like, oh, wow, they really did just, like, go all in there right there. Like, they did not hold back. Crazy.
I think one thing. When they started using we'll move on, but, like, started using barbed wire. And there was one moment where, like, Swerve went to put like barbed wire around his neck, and it got caught in like
Adam Page's.
It got caught and it's just like in his face. And there was another moment too where Hangman went to do something similar, and I think it was like hitting him with a move with like the barbed wire wrapped around. And the barbed wire got caught in Swerve's like mouth and shit. It was, like I said, I'm trying not to be hyperbolic, but it could very well be one of the in terms of inducing matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It's unreal.
It definitely was.
I want to watch. I've only seen it. I've only watched it that once. I want to watch it back.
Definitely a match
I will say,
to watch back.
It's in the moment. I was pretty critical about this. The Brian Cage interference, I don't think was necessary. It didn't end up really playing into the end too much. You know, he went in there. Adam Page took him out. So like, fine, bada bing, bada boom.
Definitely didn't need to happen.
I would have liked it lost points for me with the Brian Cage involvement. I really wish it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But it did. At the end of the day, still unreal. I think that's what took it. That's what took it from like an A+ to an A.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
We got some. We're gonna go through these last couple matches. We still got Survivor Series picks to do, and we are getting down to it. But I'm having fun. I like these chill episodes. Golden Jets versus the Young Bucks. You had the Jets as your pick. I was surprised.
I was too, honestly.
And so now, which like, fine, it's a fresh matchup, but now we're getting Golden Jets with Kenny and Jericho versus Ricky and Big Bill, which is interesting.
Weird match, but a match nonetheless.
And I really thought we were going to get an FTR victory. And whether that leads to FTR and Bucks or FTR and Kenny and Jericho, that's a dream match. Yep. Or I thought Bucks were winning, even Bucks going against, Ricky. But I want to say, I guess it sounds like I'm shitting on the competitors. I don't mean to come off as that. Because Kenny, one of the best, love him. Put him in any match, he's going to have a classic. Jericho, I think, gets way too much hate these days. I think Jericho...
He's still great. He can still go.
Jericho deserves all the flowers. I think he is probably he should be in the top 5 or even Mount Rushmore conversation more. And also, like you said, he can still go and he puts on fun matches. And also credit to Ricky and Bill. Love Ricky. Bill is great. So I don't mean to discredit anything. I hope that's not how I'm coming off. Yeah, it
just could have been different matchups. But it would have been more entertaining.
I guess, that's more so what I'm saying is I'm shocked that this is the pairing they went with as compared to some of the other ones that were on the table.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
However, solid match. Nothing crazy. But after the match, there was a lot of through the match of the Bucks and Kenny, and then low blows ended up being exchanged. Yep. After the match, the Bucks just went on a rampage, just being pissed off and, whacking the ring with chairs, and they're pissed. So now I heard they're taking some time off. So I guess a way to write them off. But I guess, when they come back, we'll probably get some elite split up thing. Maybe we'll get Hangman involved. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Seemed like they were going away anyway, which might be part of the reason for the Jets dub. But solid. Don't know if we need Don Callis on the commentary for every Kenny match, but maybe it adds to it. I don't know.
He has his fucking hands on everything, Kenny Omega.
Unless you have anything else to say about that match, it was
that was a standard
it's more
match.
interesting. I guess more interesting of whatever. All right, Here we go. Main event. AEW World Championship match. Adam Cole versus Switchblade Jay White. So, we said we're going to talk about kind of the controversy or whatever. The controversy here is like, I don't even know where to start. There's a couple of controversies. We'll start at the beginning of the match where just the pure sake of like, how does it make sense of Adam Cole being cleared with a boot to fight when, MJF was sent to the hospital? And there's just a little bit of like, how does it make sense? Yeah.
Logic and
how does it make sense for this one guy being injured, but this other guy injured is fine? I saw people, which like, I was pretty entertained by this part of the shenanigans, so I wasn't too whatever about it. But MJF comes back. Oh my god! This I have no problem with.
This was funny.
I saw, some people were like, "Oh, like that's not." This was one of my favorite parts of the show.
It makes sense. He stole the ambulance so he can get through when he gets through traffic.
He drove the ambulance back, and then he
funny.
Stumbles out of with his knee all fucking taped up. I thought that was
that was funny.
Comes back and he's like, I got it, and I enters back in the match. Now we got MJF and Jay White again. We can talk a bit more about the match. I think two things, and then I want to hear your thoughts about it, and we kind of dive in differently, but so I don't forget them. One, Jay White lost, so there's the controversy of well, how realistic is it that
a premier athlete loses to a one-legged
former New Japan champion or whatever the fuck?
One of the more credible athletes in the world.
Lost to, an MJF, not an MJF, but MJF on one leg, basically. But then you compare it to the Cody and Seth Hell in a Cell match. There's a lot of comparisons to that. And then the other thing, which I guess just kind of coincide with that, is just like some people are claiming it's overbooked. Some people are claiming there was too many shenanigans, where if they just did it straight up, a healthy MJF versus a healthy Jay White could have been like a 5-star classic.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I don't know. I don't know where I personally lie. I'm pretty fine with it.
I'm on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I don't think they had to do all this. Do the injury angle at the start, whatever, and then play the thing of like get him driving that was
worth
that
it,
was
worth
no
it.
that was great.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things I was like, okay, like they kind of like made up for it a little bit, but like let his leg get injured, then throughout the show it's just like, will he be able to compete? Will he be able to compete? Whatever. And then the match comes around and have him have that Cody moment. Like, I'm fine. Like, that's cool. Like, I don't have as much of an issue. I wouldn't have had as much of an issue with MJF beating Jay White at 50% if that's how they presented it. The way they presented it, it's more... I more have an issue with it because of how bad Jay White looked. Because I do think that this made him look bad more than it did make MJF look like a fucking hero.
Because they didn't like use kind of what you were alluding to, where they didn't play it on like they very much play it to like, oh no, MJF, he's not like, he is fighting through it, but more the story is less of the Cody Rhodes, it makes me stronger, but more of the no, I am fighting on one leg.
And the whole thing with Adam Cole, like, don't get me wrong, love Adam Cole, happy I got to see him. I don't think he had to be involved in this. Maybe he's backstage like with MJF, like with the injury and stuff. But he didn't have to.
The only part of his involvement I liked was toward the end when he was like going to throw in the towel. I think that added some sort of suspense.
Yeah, that's
that
fine.
I liked.
I'm talking about just like everything outside the match. It's just, I think it was overbooked. I do think a lot of that was unnecessary.
I think that's fair to say.
Because if they did the whole thing where it's like MJF like, no, I'm still going out there, I'm fighting, that would have been sick. Where it's like, okay, Jay White lost, but like look how fucking like heroic MJF looked. And it's like, okay, whatever. But you didn't do that. So maybe this leads to a rematch, and MJF
I would kind of hope.
Then they do the 100%. I don't know, but I do feel bad for Jay White because he's been fucking not carrying, because MJF obviously does his end too, but man, he's been killing it in this rivalry the last month. And it's just like, it sucks that this is how the match went. Happy MJF is still champ. Like, I'm fine with that, but it does stink how Jay White kind of got the shit end of the stick.
Yeah, I think, and also too, like I get that, especially like in a match. Let's say like a lot of matches will play on like a wrestler will work the leg the whole match or like do that. Right. I get that. I like that.
Target the injured muscle part all match.
But a match that starts with and what was sold as a pretty debilitating injury does automatically, you're okay. We're not gonna get like a banger of a match because there's the whole match is gonna be MJF limping around and MJF not being able to do moves because of this injury or whatever.
The injury being more debilitating is even worse for Jay White.
So well, right, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I don't know where I lie. I think I'm pretty just like at peace with it. I think I'm fine with it. But just as you said, I wouldn't fault anyone for saying like, oh, I didn't love this because it was overbooked, and I don't disagree with it.
Yeah.
I just think I'm a little bit like,
yeah,
like
it worked.
I think I was just entertained by it, and maybe that was me like I was on stream and we were having fun. Like that could have been part of it too. Maybe I would have had a different reaction if I was just watching it by myself and really taking it in. But regardless, maybe I was entertained by all the shenanigans and all the storytelling stuff, but for sure the match wasn't. I was disappointed in the match.
The match could have been better.
Yeah, because I mean, not to go in circles, but I was disappointed in the match as a whole because I am, you go in with the injury and you're already like, okay, well they're not gonna.
That's why I hope they do it again.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
We'll see.
How did the very end? Do you remember how did this end?
Why can't I think of it?
I'm trying to see. Was it just a regular? Oh, Dynamite Diamond ring.
Oh, the ring.
Cole
slid
him the ring, hit him with the ring.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And then people were also complaining that they didn't do the reveal of who the devil.
Oh no, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's
another reason why people were complaining about, and that part, like,
I'm more. So what's funny about that is I'm more upset about that because I was expecting
there are a lot of people that were upset about it. Yeah,
and if you're already doing full shenanigans main event,
might as well.
I don't wish we got the reveal. I wish we saw the devil.
There was just more involvement.
We didn't see any devil.
I think that. I wonder if they're saving it for that last pay-per-view, the World's End. Yeah, maybe. Again, this next month and a half is going to be pretty crazy with MJF. Like that whole story is going to run rampant. So maybe that just has more involvement there. But I did see a lot of people were complaining.
I would have liked. Again, I don't think they need to reveal at the vet. And it reminds me of when we were talking about like Uncle Howdy stuff, and it was like we were always like
let's keep
or like
it
okay, or like come on, can we see some Uncle, and we finally see Uncle Howdy, and not that we would we're getting a reveal, but there was a lot of weeks where we were like we would get some Uncle Howdy, and we're like okay, we saw him in the show, okay,
they're doing something with it.
So I think they need to.
Even if the devil came out, was like standing.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. I just needed him to come out, and then maybe do a move or something, but like at the very least just come out and some sort of not even a wrestling move, but just make your presence known. Because I don't want another vignette. He needs to be in the ring.
Because if you had MJF and Cole in the ring to end the show, and the devil comes out, one, you got two things out of this. One, you show the devil, and two, you put a swerve in the story of it's not Adam or MJF because they're in the ring and there's the devil. So like you have that going.
Yeah. I guess maybe you can say like we didn't see him because maybe he's Adam Cole because I don't think he's I don't think he's MJF.
I don't think it's MJF. I think it could be Adam Cole or he's the one behind the devil.
Yeah,
like maybe he's not the one wearing the mask, but he's I've seen
people say Britt Baker, which would be fun.
That would be
and then that's still like Adam Cole involvement. I really don't know. I mean, like people were.
Could you imagine if that was Britt and then Adam Cole had to like choose between his wife?
I know. That's why I'm kind of leading.
That would be funny.
Some people are running with that. They're gonna steal like Austin and Vince, where it's gonna be revealed to be Tony Khan is the devil or some shit. I don't think that's what they're gonna do.
That would be interesting. It was me the whole time, Austin. Yeah.
But, and also, to preface this an hour in, we are recording this, if that wasn't obvious, we're recording this on the Wednesday.
Yes.
Obviously, we're not recording this on Thanksgiving.
What are you talking about?
So, Dynamite's on tonight. So, if there's, if a lot...
The devil might be revealed tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm
not,
hoping
but...
not all this stuff we talk about gets outdated. But, all right, let's move on. We're an hour in. Let's move on
WarGames.
to some WarGames. And it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 matches.
Yeah. So
I guess we'll ignore the Shinsuke thing, and then
I mean that one would have been tough anyways because we didn't know who the opponent would have been and stuff like that. So okay.
Let me also pull up a note thing here. I'm just gonna write it in my full year predictions thing. WWE War Games. So that would be all right. So what do we got? I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points you can dish out here in terms of the score and whatever. Let's start out with Carlito versus Santos Escobar.
This match was on.
I kind of forgot to until this
okay.
Sorry, kind of typing and getting my thoughts together,
typing
folks.
Things out.
Okay, I'm not. I think because last time I had this prepared, so maybe we just go through our predictions and then maybe assign. Unless you feel strongly in the moment of what you're assigning.
I think
in terms of okay, I don't know if I do.
I'm pretty strong. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I want to give this one yet, but I'm going Santos. I think it just Carlito doesn't need to win. I think it adds so much more for Santos's heel turn to win.
Yes, I agree.
And that's all I have to say about it. Is like there's going to be LWO involvement. I don't think we're going to see Ray. I think they're still going to sell his. Well, not sell. He did actually get surgery, but yeah, I just think it's Santos taking down LWO veteran, member in the group.
Yeah. I don't know why WWE would have Santos lose this match. Just turned heel. Let him go on like a little streak here. Let him build up that heel run, that heel character. Carlito doesn't need to win. Yeah, he's a legend. So
I think that's what Carlito's here for. This is exactly what Carlito's here for.
Put guys over and be a part of the story. I'm gonna give. I have my confidence pick. I already have my numbers and everything. I'm going with a 3 on this one. Okay. Escobar 3. Yep.
Okay. All right. Wow. Yep. I think that's fair. Yep. Nice middle of the road.
Yeah, right in the middle. You'll see the direction I go down here.
I'm looking at... I want to start giving... Let's see. Miz and Gunther. All right. I'm giving this a 5.
Okay. Wow.
There's no shot Santos is losing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you're giving it a 5. You're very confident. Yeah, sure.
I already feel off the rails here. Okay. Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz versus Gunther. This one's seems pretty cut and dry. I think The Miz is one of the most credible, not the most credible, one of the most how can you say it?
One of the most someone that could take the belt off Gunther.
If there's someone that would be likely to take it off, in actuality, The Miz is a pick.
Right.
So I still think it's Gunther. I really don't see Gunther losing.
Gunther 5.
Yeah,
he's not losing.
I mean,
that's just not happening. I know what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with it. Like the Miz is like a good opponent for him.
Yeah.
He's not beating Gunther.
Oh, well, that's happening. It's my same reasoning of putting Santos at a 5. I could have just as well put Gunther at a 5.
He's just not losing. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
so I'm very confident in that match.
I am.
Unless it's like a Moxley Ray Phoenix situation where like Gunther needs to end the match and they have to pull an audible. Gunther is not losing. So.
I think.
And hopefully something like that doesn't happen. But you know what I mean. Something crazy has to happen.
I'll put this at my. I'm not locking in these. I'm not locking these in. But because Santos is my 5, I should switch those.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably. I
think I'm gonna switch those.
I
know I want to. I'm gonna switch them. Okay, sorry. Santos 4, Gunther's a 5.
I think that's good. That's good. That's smart.
Women's World Championship match. First of all, I don't want to move on yet. The Miz and Gunther. I'm I'm excited.
I'm excited.
The Miz, the Miz is back where we want him to be. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm a little critical about the babyface thing, but he's making it work. He's going crazy. He's having 2016-esque Miz matches again. I think this is going to be... Obviously, it's tough to steal a show from 2 WarGames matches, but this is going to be a bang.
And I love just how much of a heel Gunther has been.
Yeah.
Just like,
he was
the promo battle. I know we're not getting into Raw, but like just talking about the Miz and how he was like, you were a kid that got bullied in school, and you came to wrestling and you got bullied again. Because
so good. And just then calling him like you're the weird kid, and you looked up to all these guys, and you came here and you were still the weird one.
Even like he's been doing interviews, and I don't know like if it's his actual beliefs, which I think there is a lot of truth to it, or he's just playing character with the story. But he was talking about like it's a bunch of different things about just styles of wrestling. He shits on The Rock and stuff like that. But he's an entertainer. Like this is like I'm a wrestler.
I love
talking about the Miz, and he was just like, yeah, the Miz was a prominent figure in the years that I thought wrestling was at its worst or whatever. So like he's like the face of like the era that I hated in wrestling, whatever. Like.
He's so good. He's so good.
So good. Like, again, it could just be just his heel, whatever.
I think it's a mix.
I do think it's a mix, for sure. I don't think he's, like, trying to, like, be a dick to The Miz, but I think it's just, like, I mean, his style of wrestling is definitely not the sports entertainment. You know what I mean?
Also, The Miz is The Miz. He is a pro at doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
I guarantee you they went backstage and The Miz went,
he can, like,
nice,
say what
that
you
was
want.
good.
Yeah, like, say what you want. Like, let's keep this thing going for sure.
Yeah,
I love it. I love
excited for this. But we'll move on. Women's World Championship match: Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, another match that, like, unfortunately, I think is going to get lost in the shuffle. Zoe Stark is great. Rhea obviously is great as well. Again, Rhea can't see her losing. The only reason why I'm giving her a 4. The only reason why I'm not giving her a 5 is because I gave that to Gunther. I would give her a 5.
I like your. I don't want to just keep copying your. I'm not gonna, but I like your. I like your points.
I really think the three singles matches are pretty like cut. I mean, they could be shocking wins, but pretty cut and dry for me. Rhea isn't losing to Zoe Stark. That's not how the reign is ending.
I'm gonna keep Santos at my 4, but like, you're right. Rhea is this Rhea match is like right with the Gunther match of like there's no shot.
It'll be a good match, and Zoe's a good opponent, but Rhea shouldn't lose.
I'll keep it interesting, and we'll keep Santos at the 4. But you already gave me the Gunther with the 5, so I'll take that.
All right. Well, this is where it's gonna get a little interesting here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not to reiterate your point with the Zoe, and I like this matchup. I think Zoe's been built up. I honestly thought it was gonna happen sooner because I thought Zoe was kind of on this trajectory.
Well, they need to fill up this card, I guess.
I guess so. But this will be solid. Love that. I like that Rhea has a world title match. Zoe's great, but it seems pretty cut and dry.
That seems to be a match before the main event place on the card.
Yeah,
they'll start with the War-Games.
If I had to guess, they'll do Women's War-Games.
Yeah, then Carlito.
Yeah, run through these guys, and then men's.
Yeah.
But speaking of Women's War-Games, let me run through the participants for the crowd here. Team Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Team Damage Control, consisting of Bayley, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky.
What a better team. This is tough. These two matches are actually
it's crazy.
Very.
It's funny we have these that are these are our 1 and 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's no confidence level here. I would love to see Damage Control winning, and I'm picking Damage Control.
I'm also picking Damage Control.
Damage Control.
They're my 1.
They're my 2. They're my 2.
Wow.
Yeah, they're my 2. I'm more confident in the women's than the men's.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
I am. Wow. Because how I look at it, it's basically somewhat the vets, and then Shotzi and Bianca, who's not a vet, but she's been around for a few years. Bayley and Asuka, maybe that isn't really a good comparison. But what I'm trying to say is like you have got like Charlotte, Becky, like Hall of Famers, and then you got people like Io and Kairi Sane on the other side, and this not newer group, but like, you add Kairi into it, like they're kind of doing stuff now. I think this win would benefit Damage Control so much, and especially whatever is going to happen in the future, whether it's Bayley gets kicked out. I don't know if Asuka's involved. Like, whatever they do at Damage Control, I think this match is going to play a key part in it, which is why I think win or lose, but I think they should win.
Because the babyface is winning. It's not like the babyface team is a team. They all are fighting.
They've been put together. Like, Asuka's the only one here that's kind of... I mean, Kairi, I guess, too, but, like, Asuka's the only one that's kind of just being thrown in the mix to kind of complete the team.
Even Charlotte, less so, Bianca, she has, like Asuka has so much history with Io and Kairi.
Right, exactly. So you can justify that, but on the other side, Charlotte and Becky, apparently don't like each other in real life. Like, none of these people, are teammates.
I do not get the Charlotte and Bianca friend thing.
Me neither.
Like, they've had matches together. They have, I would even call them having a rivalry.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're buddies. I think
they're just giving them something to do now.
I don't like that pairing at all.
Yeah. So I think just Damage Control is the more complete team.
Yeah.
They should be the ones to win this, and also, there's experience there as well. So.
What I hope doesn't happen is I agree with you. I think Damage Control should win. I think Damage Control will win. I really hope they don't just do... I think we'd be playing it safe, and it would be almost lazy if Damage Control loses and they just play because obviously there's cracks. Obviously, Bayley might not trust them, and maybe Kairi, Io, Asuka, and even Dakota might be a little bit grouping up without, whatever. I really hope they don't just do I hope this isn't like the boiling point, and this is someone in Damage Control turns on someone, or someone accidentally hits Bayley, and that's the loss. I think it would be kind of lazy if they do that. It's too easy. Yeah. It's too lazy.
Because if they lose that match, Damage Control is on the border of exploding.
Especially with Kairi just getting added and Asuka
that's another thing too. That's why I'm saying they're really getting things going now.
So
give them the momentum. Let them ride the momentum.
So I think they need the win. I'm nervous they're gonna lose. But I'm with you.
I would be a little upset if the other team won, to be honest with you.
I agree. All right, main event. All right, well, what I assume will be the main event. Men's WarGames match. Team Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, your World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, who there's a little bit of controversy in here. I think, we'll talk about something. And the returning Randy Orton versus Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, Damian Priest. Who's the fifth one? Who am I missing?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this list doesn't have
what the fuck? This is
numbers.
Outdated. Bleacher Report. What the hell? Right. Drew McIntyre.
So I'm going with Team Cody on this one.
Okay, me too. That's my
one reason
my
is because the heel team is winning for the women's side. So I think
that's my thinking too.
So Randy Orton's returning. Feel good moment.
Randy Orton's team isn't going to lose.
You're telling me Cody and Randy aren't going to be hugging it out to close the show? Everyone wants that. Seth, Sammy, all them standing on top.
I think Randy's turning. I think Randy's going to turn the match.
Now let me. So now why I believe the Judgment Day could also. I am picking Team Cody.
Okay.
But the Judgment Day easily could win this too. Again.
Yeah, sure.
That's same thing with Damage Control. That's the solidified group. Yeah. Drew McIntyre just decide to maybe not join the Judgment Day, but is on their side for this. So that's that's something
is huge.
That is huge. And during the match, Randy Orton, who is known for being a little snake, could turn on. And I've said this. I wrote this in an article that I do think and I do believe that they could do a Cody Randy feud.
Oh, they
have to carry him into Mania.
They have to,
because that could be the premiere match at Royal Rumble. That could be this big this is a big program that they could run to kind of groom him for Roman again.
And they already teased they teased Cody's history with the phone call and with the old friends.
And then people were like, well, that you could save that for after Mania. That could be Cody's first feud after winning the belt. And I'm like, well, maybe. I understand where you're coming from, but Randy Orton's back in a year and a half. Everyone's hyped. Turns on his teammates in the main event. That's poetic. That makes so much sense.
I like your thought process of that better too, where it's I think Cody needs more. He beat Brock. But
hard
he
times
needs
breed
these
better men.
hard times. He needs these stepping stones to get back up. And I mean,
Randy,
Randy
who's
Orton,
better than Randy?
That's what I mean. He is.
And Randy, like, they fight. I'll say that their main match at Royal Rumble, and I'm not trying to get into this, but I don't think Cody should win the Royal Rumble again. I don't think that's how he should meet up
I don't
with
think
Roman.
so
I don't think
either.
that should be the road. But besides the point, so Cody has his hands full with Randy. Let Randy have him beat Randy. Randy doesn't need the win.
Oh,
absolutely. Even if
absolutely.
it won't be his return match because that's 2 months down the line. But like, Randy doesn't need the win. That's a perfect win for Cody to get on the road to WrestleMania. So that's how I can see the Judgment Day winning if that happens.
Sure.
Or I mean, fuck, they could win Team Cody, and then after the match,
That's
Randy
kind of
does
more.
it.
That's maybe
He could
more
just
what
turn
I'm
on
thinking.
him, no matter what happens. But
I don't think a Randy turn, even if it's in the match. Part of me doesn't think that's going to just a Randy turn doesn't automatically, I think, lead to a Judgment Day win to me.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. No, I see that. And then like maybe they save it. Team Cody wins. They save it for Monday. They're out in the ring.
Who knows?
Cody calls out Randy. Randy RKO's him. Boom. There you go. You can set it up that way.
Little. Well, I was going to say a little RKO from a Cody cutter, but he's turned the wrong way.
Yeah.
But they could do it.
No matter what happens, I want heel Randy Orton. I know people are going to be hyped that he's back, but man, let me tell you, there is nobody better at being a heel than Randy Orton. There's nobody better at it.
You know who's not on the show? Your new United States champion, Logan Paul.
That's
Where is he?
Yeah, not there.
Supposed to be showing up.
Where's Roman Reigns? The two SmackDown champs not on the show.
It is like
it's a very Raw dominant show.
Yeah,
very Raw dominant.
It is
SmackDown. I think they're only like they're only women's WarGames and Carlito Escobar. Everyone else is really on Raw. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
for the most part, really.
Yeah, I feel it was Damage Control on SmackDown.
Yeah, they're on SmackDown. Yeah, mostly Becky Lynch maybe from Raw, but
yeah, we won't get into it. It is just still now that we're here, it is just still shocking. We even won't have this conversation again, but just Roman's not at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I still can't believe that.
Like, Logan should be. Roman
really should be. What were you gonna say about Seth Rollins when you were reading it? And you said you said something like we'll come back.
It's just a quick thing. Seth Rollins. It honestly kind of goes with what you were saying with like the Hangman comparison almost. Seth Rollins, your world heavyweight champion, he is not the leader of his team.
Is there even a real? I mean,
Cody.
So that's why, there's no like team. It's not like Team Cody.
No, for sure not.
I was thinking that.
I mean, you look at like when they made their entrances on Raw. You know, Seth came out, Sammy came out.
And then
who
Cody
stood in the middle. I know. Cody's the leader.
It's kind of like you have, for
Seth
both matches, you have the two formed heel teams versus people that have been put together. So that's why I'm like, who's the... Cody.
I would say it's Cody.
And Cody was the one that made the call. He's the one that got the final number.
On paper, sure, there's no leader, but like Cody is like this driving force. If anything, I just wish Seth wasn't just playing like a team player. Yeah, because he's the one
should be the one
champion.
Leading the charge.
Should be leading the charge. Should be leading the charge at the very least. He's
well, you know champion. What should be happy. You know what he shouldn't even be in this match because they should do Roman versus Seth.
Well, he should not.
Champ,
You're right.
It should be someone else in place of Seth.
I mean, you could argue. I love the members and all of the whatever. You could argue Io Sky shouldn't be. Io Sky's a world champion.
Makes sense.
It makes sense because it's the
now,
team.
Now, just imagine this card right here, right? And then you just add on Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean,
there's your pay-per-view of the year.
How many years ago was it when they did Seth and Roman and Seth came out in the Shield?
Royal Rumble? 2022.
What, 2022 Royal Rumble?
We streamed that.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, that was the first stream that we did. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I remember us losing our shit because he came out.
Yeah, that was.
Sick. Oh, that was that night. Yeah. He came out in Shield attire.
Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, they should. 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
Almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in January.
Oh right, I guess I forgot what month it was.
2022. 2 years almost. A year and 10 months it's been.
No, because we're just coming up on a year. We just had a year anniversary.
Yeah, but No.
Wait,
no, we streamed this a lot. Wait, not this channel. This was last channel stream.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not this. No, not this last Royal Rumble. The one before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
okay,
it was when you were home. I was home. We did StreamYard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
no, I know why you're confused.
I'm with you. I was like,
no.
okay.
2 years ago.
That threw my calendar all off. I was like, how old is that? Oh, shit.
So that was almost 2 years ago.
That's funny.
And every time that they don't do it, it's a missed opportunity. So I know. It's
I do miss the champion. I miss the champion versus champion stuff. I miss the SmackDown versus Raw stuff. I like what we're getting here.
Like it makes sense.
What are you gonna do?
But yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay, real quick, let's run back down what we got. We'll go beat by beat.
Carlito we have the same picks.
All the same picks, do we?
But we just have different numbers.
But that's fair. I mean, that happens with all. That happens with all WWE pay-per-views.
It's 5 matches.
It's 5 matches. It's WWE. I feel like it's a little more obvious. Carlito and Santos. I have Santos for 4 points.
I have Santos for 3 points.
I think that's smart. The Miz versus Gunther. I have Gunther for 5 points.
I also have Gunther for 5 points.
Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. I got Rhea for 3 points.
I got Rhea for 4 points.
Damage Control or Team Damage Control versus the other team. I have Team Damage Control for 1 point.
I have Team Damage Control for 2 points.
I think that's gonna come back to bite you. I got Team Cody versus Team Judgment Day. I got Team Cody for 2.
I got Team Cody for 1.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the WarGames match. That's
because I think we're gonna.
I think those 3 matches. Well, since we have the same picks, no matter what the result is, we're going to get the same points after those 3 matches. No, because we have the numbers mixed up. Never mind. If all
wait a minute.
If all 3 of them win, we'll have the same points going in with the.
But if wait a minute, if we're all right on these, we're just gonna have the same amount of points. Are we stupid?
Well, let's hope that one of these WarGames match. One of us has to be wrong with the WarGames match.
I guess that's what. Yeah. Right.
Wait, what? Yeah, because
All right. So if we get them,
for example, if Team
stupid.
Damage Control loses, right,
and
Team Cody wins, you would.
I have the ability to gain 2 points,
and then vice versa.
So that's okay. So at least there's some. But if everyone wins, it's a tie. And that's
everyone wins, yeah.
That's so funny.
Well,
but still,
that's also there's only 5 matches.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
I guess that's still the benefit of doing the point system, because otherwise we would just have the same picks and we'd be screwed.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Well, all right. I guess it worked out.
We'll
so
see what happens.
So basically, it's if Damage Control wins or loses, or Team Cody wins or loses.
It literally comes. It's gonna be the WarGames matches that make the difference.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
That's our show. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone had and is having or will have a happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate you all. Oh, oops. Black Friday sale.
Oh, yeah. We got that going on.
Oh, geez. I gotta take this and put that at the beginning. Black Friday sale. Let me get something. Because this is gonna be. I gotta put this at the beginning. Wow, holy shit.
It's all right. I forgot to.
Black Friday sale. Black Friday midnight on that Friday, like Friday morning, Thursday night. You get it. Sale 20 for 20% off what we got left for the Sweep City merch. Hat, T-shirt. Hat's right here on Rey Mysterio. The T-shirt you've seen with the Sweep City on the back, and I think stickers, I believe. Code sale 20 again goes live at midnight Friday, and I think the sale is good for a little bit, maybe through the weekend. I'm not sure, but limited stock left. Already gave it to the Discord.
Yep.
So the Discord's already gotten to eat. So also hit join the Discord. You get it. $5 a month. The community's growing. It's been growing a lot.
I've been checking it out.
It is getting more and more active by the day, and it's really nice to see like everyone chatting and throwing wrestling memes in there, and dropping news, and it's really, really cool to see what it's becoming. So do that. But again, all of that sale 20 Black Friday. Grab some Sweep City merch on sale. 20% off, I think, is what the code is for. But so that's that. Now we're back to the end of the video. Thank you all for watching again. Follow us on everything. You get it. You already heard the plugs. I'm gonna keep it's gonna be the same plug for the beginning and the end. So it's gonna be the same thing.
Just a reminder.
And until next time.
Yeah, have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good Survivor Series weekend.
Yes. Again, I will I'll put an announcement. Keep eye on social media and everything. I'm more than likely going to be on stream for it, but I'll confirm that probably like Friday or Saturday morning or whatever. You'll see some stuff. Exactly.
And yes, sir. We will see you next time. Peace.